Western Ghats. The Western Ghats is a mountain range that covers an area of 1,60,000 km square in a stretch of 1,600 km parallel to the western coast of the Indian peninsula, traversing the states of Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Kerala, and of Western Ghats. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is one of the 8 biodiversity hotspots in the world.
In the period 1920 to 1970, 40% of its natural vegetation was depleted. According to a study, the Western Ghats has experienced an increase in its temperature by 0.8 degrees Celsius in the past 100 years. Climate change in the next half century could severely reduce the extent of suitable habitats for wildlife. Anthropogenic activities have given rise to anomalous slopes, and due to gravitational pull and rain, the overlaying material comes down. In the Western Ghats, if you have continuous rainfall for a couple of days, the soil gets soggy, leading to landslides. Mining is also another reason for these landslides. The government had set up the Gadgil Commission in 2010 under the chairmanship of Mr. Madhav Gadgil, an ecologist. The Gadgil report asked for an eco-sensitive cover for the Western Ghats. However, the Gadgil report was not acted upon. Later, in 2012, another committee headed by Dr. Kasturi Rangan was constituted to study the Gadgil report, review and suggest measures for implementation. Another committee called Women vs. Women Committee was constituted in 2013 by the Kerala government to study the Kasturi Rangan committee. Even though a plethora of committees were constituted, nothing was acted upon by the government. The destruction of Western Ghats has affected the ecological balance, which led to grave natural calamities. For instance, the floods in Kerala during 2018 and 2019. How can we save the Western Ghats? One of the ways the Western Ghats have been protected is by the Save Western Ghats movement. The Save Western Ghats movement has been founded on the principle of people's movement for environmental regeneration and people's rights and livelihoods in the Western Ghats. The movement derives from local people who have been fully exposed to the harmful effects of deforestation and their need to protect the environment. What else could be done to save the Western Ghats? Ban all non-sustainable environmental developments, having a complete ban on mining, plant native plant species in the same place so that plant growth is 10 times faster and 30 times denser than the usual one, promote eco-friendly activities for sustainable development and conserve biodiversity in the region. It's important to note that the conservation of the Western Ghats is not possible without the efforts of the citizens of India as well as the government. We won't be able to save the Western Ghats in one day, but if we all work together, we will someday. So let us all try our best and put in some effort to protect the Western Ghats. Save Western Ghats, save Mother Nature.